Everything should be good, I think. Ah, of course. Wait, what are you referring to now? Where's that even-ish car? The title is correct. There's nothing wrong with it. So what happened there? Unrelenting. No, that's correct. That's correct. That's the start of it. Like you search Twitch and then you just put that at the end of it. Twitch.tv/. That's how it always works. Anyway. Obviously, people remember, not allowed to use Antonia or Death Ranger today. Please avoid it. So we don't have to put up with having to leave the match. They are not fighting anyone else. They are getting ready to fight each other. Thank you. But another second person has named themselves Goku. I don't know why I feel like I need to use Vengex today. Ranger Slayer is not the one of the options. I'm not allowed to do that. That is not a strike or a breaker. We'll teleport backwards with finger guns. It never made sense. There is one thing, I'm just gonna point this out. The fact that at least it looks to be normal. I'm just gonna point this out. Who knows how long before someone's gonna start yelling at me about something weird being their AI thumbnails. I'm just gonna say that much. I can always show where they're made in Unity, but who knows eventually? Who knows? No! No, you will not! And how about you say glitched? Not paying attention. And glitch him again! No cases allowed! Okay, fine. Let's see here. Gonna strike. They don't even rotate. Fine. They got what they needed. Yeah, okay. Either you recovered or you didn't. One of the two, but this is not knocking out. Can tell you that much. Let's see. What do we have? Okay. And fine. Here you go. Just... you'll be taking a lot of damage over time, but the question is, how much will it matter? Anyway, get jumped. Because I've seen what Geki did with something stupid. Just gonna tell you that much. Geki used something, and all it did was alter something slightly. And that was a while ago with Steel's loading screen. He wanted to do something stupid with it. Now be aware, we simply need Ashley's loading screen to appear. And it will not be her loading screen anyway. Just gonna point that out. No, more like he wanted to be weird. From what I could tell, he loaded the thing and it altered it slightly. But yeah, and that was just with Steel's loading screen. It's nothing related to mine, just he did that. It was dumb. No. Well, at least you're blocked. At least you're blocked. Well, failure merge. Here's a flurry of snow. Let's wait a bit. And another one. You can't stop this. Network disruptor. Maybe you could have stopped that one, but it's all dino charge. Dodge that. Here you go. Yeah, no. Stay. Glitch. And what if I just back away? Ah, of course, nope. That was not gonna work. What do you get here, though? You get launched, or are you gonna mistime it again? Good launch. Good launch. Ah, okay. Screwed over by your armor wearing off. I don't know which one it was there, but yeah. Fine. Still doing this. Failure merge! Yeah, glitch! Yes and no. It's just more like 5 PM seems to work better right now because I keep failing to get things ready by 4. Like, the thumbnail was ready by 4. It just didn't have the lighting. So I had an hour left to deal with the lighting, and it took me 20 minutes. The rest of it was just setting something else up. Okay, and that's just it. Right now, I'm just waiting for something to appear, and then we should be good with everything else there. You're doing this on purpose. I know for a fact this is Ishikawa. No! Okay. An automation that don't exist, so you can't use a bison anyway. Doesn't work. A bison doesn't work. It's a cow. Understand that. Virus transfer. And glitch. Now, what if I just, No. Fine, Gia. You're gonna be that rude. I teleport, but she's still fast enough. No. Back away. You're still infected. Glitch. Nope. Stay over there. Super. Now, the thing is, this is not a combo, but it's the question of whether or not you're paying attention. You try to block a breaker. There we go. It appeared. But at the end. I threw the thing into the game. It'll look a little blurry, but it'll actually at least show up whenever we're trying to search for a match. Yeah, the closest thing we have is a unicorn. Technically 2 unicorns, because the Thunder Megazord exists alongside the Paladin Rangers as a comic exclusive team. Are you a bit slow today, or anything happening that's apparently I don't know about? Labajit? I do have something here. Right now it's just a wrap. So, probably gonna deal with that while we wait. Will it give us? And of course we get gold off. Nothing special. This thing is very much a lot of flour on it, so I don't know if I want to do that. Anyway, the code is up for a minute. Your fight does not matter whether or not you waited or not. So, you're fine. Well, at least you got your combo this time. Really? Good enough with your block, but you were very late on that. What if I just freeze you again? Glitch! A little bit of extra damage, taking a risk that you don't have a block, because you probably have Gia again. Yeah. Here, have another. Since you kicked, we're probably gonna expect you. And okay, there's the block. Oh, good enough. You're gonna charge. You're gonna kick me in the shins. Okay. Party. Now you're going to. Okay then. Well, you tried. You tried again. You tried. Good attempt. Not good enough. Now, apparently, he doesn't want you here. So the 50,000 health Jason. Problem is, really going for a 50 win streak like that? Also making sure he's leveled up. Okay. 50,000 health middle dropper, probably. And Goldar again. We just wait until we see Mac's loading screen alongside. Yeah. It's just Mac and Ashley's loading screens. We're just waiting on those ones to appear. Start with a block. Recovered perfectly. Let's see whether or not you have your breaker. No. You chose that instead. You're not allowed to backdash. The thing is not dodgeable yet. So, good luck with that. Here you go. You're in range. If we just, No. Come on. You want to dash forwards, don't you? Okay. Well, so be it. There goes their block. Me hitting the air is not helping my situation at all. I'm gonna say that much. Poke. Keep them out of range, but I need my energy back, so I'm just gonna stand in your face. You can do your damage, but how much can you really get? Really? Really? Is that really it? I'm bad from joining fights. You tried it, but there goes the one loading screen. We got Mac. Eesh, annoying. What region are you? To Spider Sniper, in your case, if it says invalid, you're just too slow. If the last one broke, then I think their game is just being stupid. Because there shouldn't be anything preventing you from getting in other than just another person taking the code first. And in terms of another region being laggy, reminder, you are fighting me and I am currently in South Africa. That's where I live. So, yeah. So when it comes to connection strength, let's just hope you are close enough to South Africa or have a strong enough connection. The only way to change the region is to move. There is no such thing as a region lock. You can fight anyone. You can only change regions by literally moving. There's the loading screen. Seems to be a bit extra slow today with different opponents. Fine. Fine. Honestly, it's half on me, but at the same time, not many people showed up on Tuesday anyway either. Not Tuesday. On Wednesday. You can backdash. Okay, so what if I just do this again? And again. And here you go. To the corner. Good job. Man, it hurts. Ah, okay. You can stay over here. And you continue. Okay, 3,000 point damage to go. Alright, we have to put Chun-Li on the list after Zanaku. Remember, people, if the code has been up for an entire minute, anyone can take it. Even if you played 5 matches. Or even if you haven't waited 5 matches. By that point, you're way too slow if you can't even get in within a minute, so... Yeah. Alright, no joining from Abijit, apparently. Isn't this timer? Changed his name to this. Well. No? Okay. Fine, you do that. Here's a virus. You're staggered, so again. No, okay, fine. Add all out of block. Not allowed to block the thing, even though it's been after I get hit. Nah, not even Darth Tommy gets to have that little special privilege. Nah, game says, nah, let's just not let them have it. That's not how it works, but okay. Now he started with a block and the game said I'm never allowed to press the button again. Listen, they interrupted me, or rather I hit them first, so I'm allowed to actually activate my block. If not, then you're just wrong with the amount of time between the hits. The problem is, it's not going to be any different. We're not a competitive alliance. The only thing you'll get is maybe donations. That's the best we can provide, because we're not dealing with competitive side like that right now. Anyway. This is so like... That doesn't... Why you have to be weird? At that point, just use the VPN. Yeah. Here you go. No Billy allowed. You expect Ollie? Nah, just a breaker. You gonna break or something? No. Max distance flight. They lost some damage. As if it matters. Gonna rotate or not? Time freeze, no reset. They can get you. They can just recover to 3. Doesn't matter with how long it takes. As I said, we're not a competitive alliance. You're not going to get much out of raids or Megazords in terms of that if you join ours, and that's basically all it is. Technically, there's a raid map to claim if you want to just collect all those things, but don't expect any raid leaderboards rewards. It's basically that. Anyway. Okay, you can block there, but what's it gonna do? Glitch! No. Yeah, don't throw that thing. Well, at least you have what you needed for that one. Anyway, there we go. As we can tell, there's the Casey being fast this time. He chose to be fast. Unlike some other times. Spoke. True combo anyway, even if you didn't block. Not in range. Fine. And I'm love dash. Super will knock out, they can just use it. That's all it is. No crit. If you got a crit, you would have gotten your time freeze, but you didn't get it. Almost level 11 sledge? Okay. But not this time. Because he said no. He just simply said no. As a reminder, the most hated character in the game will still always be Master Morph Tommy. Not because of balance, it's because of what he is. And what he represents from Enway. That's what makes Master Morph Tommy the worst character in the game in that sense. He's been that way since release. Doesn't matter if it gets nerfed, doesn't matter if it gets buffed. The only way to fix it is to change how he is. The way he looks is just horrible. And that's all it is. Yeah, Black Dragon doesn't teleport back far enough. So simply put, if you ever need the most hated character, he's not the most annoying one, he's just the most hated. He's not the worst one to play against. He shouldn't exist. That's the situation with Master Morph Tommy. He shouldn't exist. Or rather, he shouldn't exist in the way that he does in the game.
KO, you win.
That's all it is about him. And yes, the loading screen will always be blurry.
3, 2, 1. Go.
Ah, of course. No! Go away! Eh, back away. Okay. The fact that I was in the middle of a backdash and it still didn't help. Black Dragon did not even activate at all. Q system almost screwed me over. Go back to your corner. Probably have a breaker, but, yeah. No. Now they're gonna strike me, aren't they? Yeah. Technically, if I just stay near them, I can avoid things entirely, but, the usual steel long combos. Yeah, Probably not getting out of it. Yeah, that didn't even activate. Now it's primary slot, and that's all he needs. No, middle slot. No rotation! Actually, no, it did. Are you sure you're referring to the correct account? Because technically, going by this, the next epic Enway releases we're once again going to be able to play against viewers if it drops. We have 2,500 on the alt. If it drops early, as it should, yeah, then we might be able to use that one for the next epic. We're not getting the next legendary.
3, 2, 1.
So I guess expect April's character to be a free, somewhat another one of those characters we can use during friendly battles, you could say. Possibly. Wolf bite. You dash into it. Be careful. And you weren't careful.
KO, you win.
Well, to be exact, technically 4. Technically 4. But I'm only currently playing on 3 of them. The 4th one was an experiment, and I haven't bothered to care about it after since after it accidentally unlocked level 2. So it was an experiment to reach the Zord Graveyard with level 1s. That was what it was, and that's it. Then Revenant Red is the 3rd account, this is the 2nd one, and the main is just the main, which is beyond, technically comparable to Wales because of how old it is. As a reminder, the main is free to play, but its common levels for epics and legendaries are quite different, with the epics being common level 7. If the legendaries are level 4. The threat! Now you will you cannot press a block at all. You have to interrupt me. Too bad. You have lost your super, I'm sure. I think. We'll see. No! Ah, of course you don't rotate. They'll get this super here. Let's see. What do we have? The fact that I'm still not allowed to press a button. Yeah, okay. The ult doesn't matter. I'd recommend going to YouTube if people are constantly taking the code faster than you. Can't give a favorite character based on TV or something like that. If you're asking about that, that's not going to be able to be a proper answer. And in terms of in-game, I'm pretty sure we can say what it was with the whole wanting a buff of what actually needs to happen with him. So, it's pretty obvious that would be Black Dragon to an extent. No! It's gonna strike me again. And of course I'm in the dash stall. Can't activate the thing until I'm out of the dash. Sweep? No. Charge! No. Great. Again! Crimson Surge! They have nothing but breakers. I'm not getting out of this. If the game actually rotated, maybe I could have gotten something, but that's gotta be a no. That's just gonna be a no. Stay away! Threaten them? No, you cannot do that. Don't even think about it. No! It's there you go! You can't, they tried. That was not an on-purpose taunt. He accidentally dashed forwards. You dashed forwards on accident. What do you mean, how? Do you mean the other block that was in my corner that was stopped from you, from poking me, or what happened? Or did it really just lag when you actually had the energy and it didn't queue up instantly?
3, 2, 1, go!
No. Not allowed to be faster. Point blank much. That's the thing, those streams will have to be deleted. You know that, Ishikawa. You know how those work. It may be possible to do a watch-along, but at the same time, they would have to be deleted by the end. So we'll never see those as a chance to see it again. I'm just gonna press this. Yeah, as if I'm allowed to. Again! No, you will not. More like at this point, with how they're doing supers, you're not allowed to remove his debuff. How about that? It's not that it needs to be longer, just don't let them remove the debuff. Wow. You're not original. And just keep spamming the other one. We dodged this, and now we're just gonna make it basically undodgeable breaker. That once again is still being random with how fast it wants to be. Lewis, you can stop being boring. Yeah, Spider Sniper got in. But hopefully, doesn't screw them over. Well, that worked. At least. Merrick. Okay then, fine. Wolf bite. Last second. Good enough. Ah, yes, the hitbox does not spawn from his attack. It went right under. Really just had that have to happen. Of all sadnesses. I threaten you. No. Middle slot at least rotated. And then you missed again! Okay. Don't add a dash and you can get away with what you need to. Poke. Wolf bite. There you go. No. You can't just stand still. Finally, you land it. What if I do this? Nope. You lose your blocks for that. You have to hit me first. Good attempt, but as you can clearly tell, Ryan hates actually landing that breaker. Because it's just it's the exact same thing as Sam. Ryan, or just Titanium Ranger, and Sam are the exact same. That breaker is useless. If you are requesting Ziggy, he goes to the request list, I guess. Yeah, good game, but still. So the fact that you got screwed over by the thing multiple times. Good call-outs on when you needed them, at least, so good job. Just enter the code on screen and you'll be able to join. If it says invalid, it just means someone was faster than you. Please don't. Why are you doing this? Seriously! Go ahead, just kick again, I guess. And then kick again. Because you used your card too soon. Seriously! We can always ask people to not take the code, but I don't know how many people are actually gonna listen. This is always random. So no one take the code if you played already. If you have at all played, do not join! What do you mean? You literally did nothing different. Come on, you don't even try to spam those two assists. If you try to play the game without thinking, it's not gonna work. Okay, Romy has requested Andros, so add that after Ziggy. Thunder Thunder Tommy. Trick team's up. Well, okay. Nope. See what I mean by comparison to Steel? You can see how that happens there. That's your block. Nope. Perfectly spaced. You get swept without getting hit. Please don't try and... Yep, there we go. Good job. At least it reaches. And no. Get rid of this. Oh, no. Good attempt. Good attempt. But you're gonna feel a lot of pain very shortly. There you go. Good job. I don't think that's gonna result in anything else, though. Yeah. You ran out of energy. I had too much health to just ignore your next few attacks. Now, reminder, request characters are perfectly fine. There's no bad ones per se. I can only ask that the opponents who choose to fight me not bring broken ones to just ruin the experience. Basically put, we just have to get through everyone's requests, but I never end up doing so. I play some characters a little too often, so... yeah. Kendall, do something. Sledge and Kendall assist. Anyway, the rap is almost finished, so... Ziggy is already requested. You don't need to speak about it anymore. You're not getting a code. I told you to not take it! This is not for a one-time code. This is for every code until they're done. I said not to join. We're trying to play against people that have not played yet at all. So do not join if you have played already. You do not get priority over people. Otherwise, I will be enforcing it through host spectate, and you won't enjoy it anyway. I have multiple accounts for a reason. And host spectating is one of the easiest ways to prevent idiots from taking multiple codes. As I said. Retard. You waste everyone's time with this. You're not allowed to join. You've played already. Technically, you would. You would be able to just rejoin, because unless you specifically have the exact same name, most of the time, you can't just associate it with someone. So technically, yes, that's a loophole. Problem is, that just makes you a horrible human being in that sense. But only you would know that. If you're using to circumvent the 5-match rule, yeah. If you're only going to try and use it to exploit the, oh yeah, only 1 match per person type thing, well, you're only going to get 2 codes at that point if you only have 2 accounts. Now, as long as you follow the same things, it's not going to be found out. Most of the time, I give a single second match if you fought already. But that's most of the time, that's about it. If you have played already, do not enter the code. Not married, no kids. Please do not rejoin. I just said not to. Good job on you and keeping an eye on the code for quite a bit, but that is not useful. As I said, I can choose the opponents. Only those that have not played. You can only join then. Stop being an idiot and ruining the thing for everyone else. They're not being... As long as they need to be better listeners, they need to stop being retards. You say that. That doesn't do anything.
3, 2, 1, go!
Listen, I can very easily just put an auto-off match up and they can just explode. That's as simple as that. That's literally what I can just do. So I don't know what exactly they're going to try and expect out of the main. You want to fight Lothar? I can make you fight Lothar. Hello, Fict. Anyway, back away. Okay, fine. They continued. They chose to continue. Okay, let's see how long this is gonna last. Off we go. They rotate. Yep. As per usual. That'll really depend, since you do see what character they're using. If you know how the game works, you'll know that's the case.
Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, ever feel your desire.
Anyway. Again. I don't know why DHD at least, or DHHD, whatever. Meh. They didn't fight yet, but it looks like we're not going to fight anyone else other than maybe quite a few KD users today. As a reminder, the rule is still the same. If you've played already, do not rejoin. Otherwise, I'm just going to make the match one-sided and you will not enjoy it unless you have the way to fight back. And at that point, you're also going to have your cards revealed. Just as a warning. If you keep breaking the rules, and you keep entering when you're not allowed to, one auto-off will be happening. Alongside, your cards will be looked at. You're joining and at your own fault. So meaning, if you have nothing but breakers, I can just press a breaker. Oh, you have no blocks? Okay, I'm just gonna strike spam you. I will know. Simple as that. Do not be stupid. That's all it is. Anyway, Spider Sniper, I'm sure you should be good. Yep, and you just have... I'm just hoping you're not lagging. But we'll see how well you have your steel combos, because you got a very early one here. Let's see here. What do we have? Poke? No. Fine, Dom. Poke! No! Squish! There we go. They continue. Okay. Ramshackle strikes. We're gonna have to interrupt their KC next. Yep. But you don't rotate. Okay. Let's see here. It's the fact that they can recover energy during the time freeze. Yeah, you can try to, until someone else just steals it anyway. I'm just gonna tell you that much. So throw your code in chat and we'll see if it even works. But just make sure you're back in game as soon as you send the code. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to. The game will instead crash and you will just basically bug both our games for quite a bit. For about a minute. So send the code and I'll be joining. At this point, let's just see what we have here. I'll be entering the main again. And if anything, if we really have to, we can already deal with Chun-Li. Because if I'm not mistaken, she should have been on the list already. So what happened there? And here's the idiot. Okay. You asked for this one. Look, Khaled. As I said, you asked for this one. Nah. No, you're not being annoying. You did the correct move. You just had a lot of KCs. Goes on screen, people. Okay, you don't deserve this one. You don't deserve that. I know for a fact you are not leveled up with that team. Please rejoin later. You do not want to fight this. Chun-Li was well early on into the requests. She's just only on the main. I'll give Khaled the fight, but let's see what happens. I know Khaled has a chance. I'll enter the other two codes if they're even going to be valid by the time I get out of the match. Or we can do host spectates off on the Dino Thunder Tommy request. Up you go. Khaled, you might want to be moving. That didn't help him. That did not help him at all. Okay. Most of the time people would have a block there, so I have to get rid of them. Again! And he continued. His phones. Eh. I guess. Well, here you go. And there. Look what happens when the last projectile hits too soon. That's how I think about Black Dragon. It's not even a true combo unless they're far enough away. Okay, let's see here. The crit spam is real. No. Just stop. Anyway. I'm hoping your code is still valid. Auto off. Really? Listen, auto off is for the other stuff. We'll see what you can do. What are you running to want to do auto off?
3, 2, 1.
Let's see. And somehow you're worse. Please watch what you use. Please watch what you use. Eesh. Yeah, there's a severe delay. If they were to fight me as well, they would just get a severe delay. It's sad. This is regions at its finest. Someone lives too far away that they will never get a clean match against me. Even I'm not getting a clean match against them. And I'm on Ethernet. Your teams don't matter. It just makes you. It just gives you a weakness. Please. Okay. I'm sorry, but Oscar Ahmed. I'm sorry, but it looks like we can never truly fight each other. Not just because of well, that technically was an auto-off match, so you didn't exactly run a team. It's the fact that if either one of us hosts or fights, it'll never be a clean connection. You will have a weaker connection if you join me. If I join you, I have a weaker connection. There will never be a true fight for us. Because a weirdo keeps joining. At this point, we just need to... I need to think I can do something. Anyway, this is gonna break. There. Now we just wait again. But I have something I can do. Let me do the setup quickly. Let me do the setup. How much charged is the phone? 92. Good enough. I haven't updated the game though. Yeah, not exactly late, J-Man. Anyway, I just need to do this now. And oh, come on, why is it large? Well, let me just go ahead. This should be window capture. Yeah. Blue stacks right below it. Right below blue stacks. That should be good. Everything looks to be good. There. I can play on either one. It's on both devices. So, just so we can use this setup, yeah. That's all this is. Just being able to use this setup instead. So whenever anything breaks, we could just use this. Nope, not this one. There we go. Now where is Chanley? Ah, fine. Give it a moment. You'll fight Chun-Li. Okay, looks like someone took your code instead. Or rather, they probably cancelled your code. Should work fine. Yes, she's the absolute weakest of the Street Fighter characters, but the problem is I don't think they're allowed to touch the characters anymore.
3, 2,
Well, okay then.
go.
There is no delay. Our connection looks to be good. No. The question is how I'm gonna get out of this situation, though. Yeah, come on. Have a dash. Fair. Fair enough. No. No, you will not. Cock your Etsu. And then primary slot. Suits the token. Or. Yeah, okay. Nope. Well. That didn't help. But there's no way to truly ever get out of this one by the end, so. It's a question of how do I do this? How do I get out of this even? FPS drops. Well, okay then, let's see. Even if I were, I'm pretty sure I'm too close to the, I'm pretty sure I'm not far enough from the corner, but no, okay, no, it was. Nah, it was.
KO. You lose.
They buffed Bison before their contract likely ran out. One, I didn't have a gimmick anyway to get out of that. Plus, my phone killed its FPS the moment I pressed the super. Clearly not gonna help it. It's clearly not gonna help its situation. Good job. Looks like connection at least is clean, but I'm not joining the other one. Yeah, Taylor Leo versus Chun-Li is a very much expected result of that. There was no problem with it. So, yeah. Okay, Android boy with Psycho Green. Well, I do not do anything related to sweeping them properly, so it's a question of whether or not they're here now. Okay, well at least you're here. Okay, nope. You can get poked, but then they just restand. That's the problem. No matter how you go about this, they're just gonna get a restand. And that doesn't even reach full screen. You can't even reach full screen with the attack. And dodge projectiles. There you get your projectile dodge now. So, yeah. No, you will not! Yeah, but at the same time not. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't care about trying to not land the super. I can very easily show you why you need to. If you want to try and fight Black Dragon, I can show you you will fail to land the super. You can hit him as much as you want. But the moment he presses a card, you can't win. Like, your super will just not activate. You'll activate the state, you can try and grab him, he'll say no. I have armor. That's all that's gonna happen there. So you can attempt to hit him, but most of the time against Black Dragon, you're not going to land your super as Leo. Even against Magna, that's another example. Just anyone with an armor mechanic, anyone with invincibility or armor, or the ability to jump high enough, can very easily just ignore your card, no matter which one you press. Looks like FPS is still dropping a bit here and there, even for the phones mirroring. Okay. No. Again. We'll spin. And then we kick. The only thing she is she's cheap, and most of the time you just let her hit you. Build up your energy, let her hit you, punish. Exactly. You can easily use Sentry as well. Is the microphone buzzing? And of course, this is why we do this. Now we've lost the main. Did it just shrink? Yes, yes it did. Doesn't matter. This is what I mean. We can easily just keep swapping. Whenever it breaks, we have the other account. So, there. Very easy fix. Back to this, but the person that entered the code lost their game as well. He's more fun, he's still bad. At the same time, a rushdown attack still doesn't fix his main problem of never being allowed to use his breakers. Dom.
3, 2, 1.
Poking time! Ramshackle! Sweep! It worked! Poke! Okay. I got them to use the block anyway. No. Ah, okay. Well, that didn't help. That did not help at all. Slash! Ramshackle strikes! You gonna stop it? No? Okay. Headbutt! That worked. Nope, okay. That's a launch. How much damage you got, though? Okay, breaker. So you spent all the energy for that. Whatever, just... They don't see it! Sweep! Now all I have to do is punch them in the face and then kick them in the shin. It worked! Oh no. A second bulk appeared, if anyone saw that. Does he... That's actually another thing. Does he vanish? Did anyone fix that he vanishes if you wait long enough? No. Good. Blake did get back. So yeah, they fixed a lot of things with that, so it works at least. Alright, Liam, not gonna rejoin for a bit. It's a 5-match wait time. Anyway, people that have waited, we are back to the 5-match wait rule. If you've waited long enough, you can enter. Bridge. Okay, kick him in the shins. I'm gonna kick him in the shins. Fine. He said no. Get kicked in the face instead, then. That's how it's gonna be. Okay, fine. Fine. Just go to your corner. Yeet! Back away. No. And fine. Crit rate doesn't matter here. We can do this. Get blasted! Kick in the face. Here's a headbutt for you! No. Sweep! Punk dance! We're gonna use the stun. Back away. Punch! Stun! There you go. Kill him again! I'm pretty sure it duplicates. Yeah, it does duplicate once. A second bulk appears. They didn't fully remove the visual effect for the permanent one. Always remember this. Bridge is weak to breakers, even if you have double strike assist. Just because of Geki's choices. And yes, I had to put the theme battle over on screen for because it just has to. It's 100% flicked, isn't it? It's flicked doing this, isn't it? Flicked, fix your game! Why does it have to attack us with this? It probably isn't him. It probably isn't him. There you go. Back onto the main. We'll be rotating to the next team shortly. Just remember to take Chun-Li and Skull off the list. Okay. Poke. We spin. No. Fine, you spin. Apparently not either. Apparently you don't spin either. Here. I got interrupted. The voice line didn't even get to finish because of the desync probably. Yeah, probably. One of the two. Poke. No, don't even think about, as I said, don't even think about spinning. Just a token. And expanding bird kick. And again, primary strike. It's enough. Yes, these are custom matches. You just simply join. Yes, he says Adam. In general. He just hates both of them because both of them were at some point weak. Okay, well, looks like we got the... You actually managed to join. Good job. Now you have to use the Andros. So let's see what you can do. Poke and spin. That's your block. Back away. Nope. You're not in range. Okay, that's a block. Black Dragon, flip the table. That's a Leo. That's perfectly fine. What if I just... No. There you go. And I kick you. Now, we can do a little bit of a cheat here, which is very rude, but, let's see. What do you have? No. Yeah. Not expected. Okay, let's, Okay. Sad. We're really gonna do this. You know, here's the worst part about it. You wanna know something wrong there? The fact that it's supposed to dodge projectiles. I'm just gonna point that out. That thing is supposed to be able to dodge projectiles. Pretty sure it's the case. I can't remember entirely. No, it doesn't move forwards. No, regular Street Fighter does not. No. No, that's Tatsu. That's only the Tatsumaki Senpagyaku. Only thing that dodges projectiles when you use it. There's a few other moves in all the Street Fighter, but I think that's only one of them. Or rather, I think the thing is dodging it. I know, apparently, we have the Go Hadouken, the jumping one that actually dodges projectiles. So, nobody screws him over sometimes. And yeah, it looks like Max loading screen appeared. We would have gotten the Black Dragon one if we're still on the ult.
3, 2, 1, go.
No. And then Ollie. Yeah, okay. Well. Again. That's your block. And of course, too fast. Then you get the breaker twice. So why not? And then multiple crits. 3 breakers. Wow. Uh-huh. Just use it. Just press your strike. Yeah. Not on the ground yet. Uh-huh. Doesn't matter. Uses KT, but still can't use the leader properly. It's the same idiot that can't even do anything else. Real original. Yep. Do we have the list, Ishikawa? Let's probably get it. Sledge. Dino Tommy, Ziggy. Okay. We already have the team set up. Enter at your own risk. The other account is down with Skull as well, so we'll be putting Sledge for that one. So remove Dino Thunder Tommy and Sledge from the list. You did not fully copy the list, Ishikawa. I think. Yeah, you asked for this. Let's see! What do you have? And you suck. Yep. Look at that. This is gonna be a long fight. It's gonna be a long one. Congratulations, you joined when you weren't allowed to, and this is your reward. And I'm getting FPS drops on the phone now. What you're seeing is exactly what the phone is seeing. Session's over. How are you you not able to fix it? Not even the iPad is this bad. And it's supposed to be older. And a lower resolution. And the session's not over. This thing's just being stupid. Wow. As I said, it's gonna be a long fight. Not even the iPad's this stupid. Real great. You're gonna actually register the swipes? It actually literally can't. It can't even register me swiping. At all. It's incapable. Wow.
10, 9, 8. KO. You win.
Real original. They're that stupid. They're that stupid with the FPS now, aren't we? That's not the global network, that's just the phone being dumb. It's supposed to be a 2017 phone, but apparently it's incapable of doing that properly. No mirroring software for this thing, even though we played a few matches with Chun-Li. We all know the idiot that keeps rejoining is just because they want to win. Not how it works. Bad. As I said, enter at your own risk. Why did you get disconnected now? You didn't even manage to get in the match to begin with. No. Liam, no. Gave you an error. Yep. I question whether or not Lewis would have been able to fight anyway, so let's see. Yeah, he would not have been able to fight to begin with. First of all, Liam, I did not, and nor would I. Nor did I have to get the character in that way. So, no. That's gonna be a no. But the name holding you back. As I said, join at your own risk, Lois. You can't do that. It's 16,000 health. You can't. Anyway, Giovanni has a fair fight. But they're also using Merrick, so we both have characters that suck. So at least there's that. At least both of our characters suck. And they got hit by a crit. Someone's in pain. Someone's in pain. At least the FPS is normal now. Ow. Well, let's see what happens. I'm recovering. There's 10 energy. No, you should not have taken that risk. Giovanni, you should not have taken that risk. To base you up! FPS drop, but no crit. No crit. Back away. Oh no. Up we go. What kind of combo you got for me? Here you go. There you go. Primary slot hits. Alarian. Okay. What next? Okay, this is fine. I'm not sure it worked. You can attempt to rejoin. As I said, join at your own risk. Doesn't count as a match to you. Reminder, we've always said the disconnected opponent is just the stupid part about it. If you don't get into your match and it disconnected you instantly, then it is fair to rejoin. Because now it is. I don't know what is wrong with the session, but clearly it had a problem. Giovanni has 50,000 health. I have 51,000 on this team. I always remember Giovanni does have a decent bit of health, but it's the fact that being held back by Merrick's weakness of being just a horrible character right now. He can very easily just go back to how he was. He could have two 50-50s and a 3-cost primary slot. But no! Anyway, stupid! Same people that... It's the same people that nerfed Tori, as a reminder. Same people who nerfed Jack, as a reminder. It was around the same time it happened, so... Yeah. Happy up. No crits. He has a decent bit of armor. Gets whipped. No crits. Nick. Yeah, that's far enough. Again. Okay. Good enough. Well, let's see what happens to Lewis. We take the gamble! And it's a loss. No big crit. No big crit. Now he gets in flying, and looks like we got the FPS issues again. Wow. Yeah, the phone sucks. Yeah, the phone just sucks. The phone just sucks. Unlike the iPad, this thing can't do its job. So we can't play. It's useless. It's useless. It can record, it cannot stream to the desktop at the same time. It's useless. Sorry to tell you, Lewis, but you won that one from the sad fact the game cannot do its job on the phone. Here's the problem if I use the iPad. We have to go to the other setup, or I have to do something with this entire thing. Because no matter how I put it, it's going to end up just looking like this. That's the problem. If we play like this, it doesn't work. So, yeah. If we want to swap to the main, we'll just have to always just swap to here. Simple as that. We'll always have to just swap to this one. Anyway. Sledge it is. Good attempt to lose, but we simply lost the ability to even play the game. Aye, aye. Okay, so that's what happened with Giovanni.
3, 2, 1, go!
If they're made of solid rock, no one is going to be able to do that. It's the same as just fighting a brick wall. If you have a sledgehammer, maybe you'll be fine. But it's a brick wall that fights back. Anyway, it looks like they're disconnected. So, you may rejoin, I guess. As long as you're actually not here. Plus, they're made of clay or something as the other one. The Mighty Morphin Putties, I think you're referring to those ones. That really depends. As I said, if they're not human, they're clay or rock, you could say. So, good luck with that. You can fight it. Maybe if you have some sort of martial prowess and the ability to actually use a weapon that will actually hurt them. Because most of the time, you're probably not going to do anything.
3, 2,
They're still
go!
a denser material than your flesh. Why do you have to be rude to the sledge, you weirdo? You're using Ollie. That's all I'm gonna say. One, I think, yep, there it is. That's expected. There's your 50-50. No! This is why we have distance. This is why we have distance to help. There's Billy. Psycho Pink. Yeah, can't do anything there. Can't do anything there.
KO.
Well, they're fast enough to stop you from getting a code. Like I said, why do you have to be rude to Sledge? We all know Ollie's stronger than him. No, you're not. To compare yourself to him makes you the failure. If you claim you're that, then go ahead, walk through glass. Go ahead and walk through glass. You'll be fine. Then you have proven that you are. Do that, and then you have proven it. Because you are not built like him. Nah, not even tempered glass. It's a different type of glass that's apparently can hold a caveman. No. You reset my energy. Up you go. Get back away. Okay, fine. That's still in range. Blindside! No! You're not running. Good attempt, but you're not running. I can still see you. Okay. Recover poke. Good job.
KO.
Not enough damage. You dodged the first one. Good job. It didn't save you. However, after that, yeah. Be void. Why would that be the case, though? Why name yourself that? What's so important about the void? Is she falling down the void? This is what I get for pinging him. This is what I get for pinging him. Yeah. Okay. Nothing? Okay. 5 stacks. That's what you get. No stacks removed on flying knockdown. Hello? No. No! When was the last time you played? Because I know you just haven't swapped off Levi at this point. Mrs. Volley! No. I should have just waited. No! No, he's not. No, he's not, Vincent. He got it for free. That's what I get for pinging him beforehand. About how the thumbnail was made. He decided to show up. He's shown up before. Just so you know.
3, 2, 1, go!
Because of other factors. Abijit, you need to... Yeah, finally. Actually landed. There are many factors, because that is not a player. Okay, better way to put it, that is a player, at the same time that account is not.
KO, you win!
Yeah, I was lagging. Game will be like that today. Annoying. Like I said, that's not a player. The question whether anyone wants to ping Geki or Thomas to show up and see what their opinion is of that. Random off a blast, it's not gonna combo, but I can still use the dodge things afterwards. Buddy Barrage! No, okay. Stay in your corner. Yep. This is fine. Get rid of this. Here you go. No! You will not! Because I can just charge into you and do that. Got him! I got him! It worked! How about another Dynamo for Blast? Get blasted then! The Darkness Frenzy. Yeah, that's the thing. If anyone wants to get him back here is what I'm referring to. You can't even get out of it just yet! Get charged! Perfect dodge at the end of the thing, just to hit you before you can get out of your attack. No matter what he pressed, it was dodged. I think this is the last one for Slage. Who's next? Okay, so it's Ziggy next. Giovanni.
3, 2, 1.
Last I checked, Liam, if that's the only choice, the problem with it is, that's the thing. What is it? What else does it come with? That's the problem. Before you can make that choice, what happens? That's the real thing. You make the choice, but what happens to the world? Do you have to fight? Are there ranger level threats that exist now that that attack humanity? Just because you became one? Did Rita become real? That's all I'm gonna have to point out. There's the samurai, the ranger. The problem is there really isn't that many samurai, so I'm gonna say good versus evil in general. Yeah, great job, Liam. Your one to have become a ranger has now doomed the planet. Remember, unlike Power is still being fiction, every time a giant monster attacks the city, that city is going to be inoperable for well over a year. I don't know how long. All I is it's not going to be a livable situation anymore. So you're claiming that there's not going to be giant monsters? You're not going to claim there's going to be giant foot-shaped... giant monster-shaped holes on the concrete? Yeah, this is what I'm referring to. That type of situation. That's not going to work. If you get a Megazord as well, it's going to be the cause of those things as well. It's not the fact that you're not going to avoid that problem. Like, that entire thing is going to happen no matter what. So either you don't fight in a city, or you just leave the land around it is also just going to get flattened and have giant holes be left. You say that, but that's the thing. There's so many things that don't work with the real world. Like all the other things that... Same city gets attacked in Samurai constantly, but yet here we are. The city never having a true problem here, just because they get teleported out, and when they do break something, it gets fixed very quickly. Like, for example, if I'm not mistaken, there's a Samurai episode that has them break a bunch of concrete pillars, and we never see that place again. Maybe sometimes we do, but, yeah. Back away. So there's a lot of things like that. Yeah, who is gonna be those ones there, though? Maybe you just stop. It doesn't matter. It's a topic. It's the topic of would you want ranger powers in the real world? It's just, I see no reason not to discuss it on Power Rangers type thing. Like, obviously, it'll still be something. You'll have powers in that sense, but okay, no. But even then, you would have powers, but you also ruin quite a few spots in the world. Not just the Ultrazords, how about Serpentera? Romy is Liam. Now you're just an evil ranger, that's no different anyway. Come on. All you did was just become evil. It's still better than any of those other things, though. I'm referring to the other things. If anything, though, you know very well that depending on the situation, you could just outright use them to cause an actual problem where the root cause of many problems are. Like, there is a solution. You can play that way. You can operate saving the planet in different destructive ways. No. I need energy. Yep. Nah, not war. Different things. It's not one ranger, come on. I'm saying, what you asked? You didn't ask what ranger. You asked ranger powers. I wouldn't say it's too far. That's just basically, do you want Power Rangers real life or not? Listen, that's another problem. It's not dressing as, it's selecting an entire other thing. That's gonna be more of the situation. I feel like the guy just used his crystals just to rename himself. Pretty sure he just did. No clue why. Clearly he had to name himself that, though. Look what they renamed themselves to. Just don't. Don't. Half us back. Nah, I can pick one, yes, but the technical fact is I would end up just making it anyway. Don't. We all know who you are. If you're renaming yourself, then whoever it is, who knows? But it says no alliance, so I question that. See? It is them. They renamed themselves finally. But so now they're claiming. Are they really gonna claim it's not them? Not who you think. We all know that account is a test account. It's not a player account. It doesn't cost them many crystals. I'll tell you that much. Unless it was given away. That's on me. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't. It's not gonna be like that. If anything, the closest I'll get is trying to 3D print a bunch of pieces of a different character. Well, and it's not, no, unrelenting, it's not even that. It costs them nothing, so they have infinite. As I said, test account. If they need, they need, but they don't even need it. Okay. We'll try it again. And let's see here. No, get charged! Very low HP for both of us. I don't know why I haven't bothered doing that. Charge? Nope! I dodged the first one with ran in, but I couldn't get out of there in time. Nah, I don't have a 3D printer. Listen, the simple fact is, this is not a test, a player account. This is a dev account. That's the best description I can give you. But it's not being used by a developer. It's being used by, supposedly, someone that's able to speak to them, but isn't part of it. If I'm understanding correctly. That's the situation there. Again! Alanarek, or out of rage. Listen, the problem with that is, I've already explained that at the beginning of the stream. Like, at least there's no one so far that's been just going around being weird with claiming what is the thumbnails I use, being a different stupid thing known as AI art. I'm just gonna point this out that it's literally another thing to point. You can very easily use AI to just be stupid with that. So you do not need the actual person to even do that anymore. Yeah, Sledge was buffed, and in this specific way. Okay. At least he's facing backwards when he does that. But that hurts. Okay. You get charged. You press a strike, there was another Sledge ready to appear. Yeah, I also threw it in game. That's another thing. I threw it as a loading screen. Anyway, this is Sledge's last match, and then we can do the theme battle. We set the themes up on the main. I'm also going to stop the mirroring software because we don't need it. Last match for Sledge. Yep. Some weirdo wanted to copyright their worthless idea of it. Remember, you're not exactly even making it original to begin with. You're not allowed to claim it. If you guys somehow have Antonio assist, you need to use them alongside Antonio. So I don't know how many people actually have that. Death Ranger with Death Ranger assist and a block. Alongside Antonio with Antonio assist and a breaker. You can run full samurai. It would work. But that's basically the situation. When we're done with the theme battle, we'll put in Andros. Are you people setting up with your teams, or no one wants to join for the last Sledge battle? Connection to server lock. Apparently the... My iPad lost connection entirely. Wi-Fi down. Please check your connection. That doesn't matter. Yeah, Wi-Fi for the iPad just lost connection entirely, but the unable to join network. Wow. My internet's fine. The Wi-Fi died. Ethernet is fine. That's the thing. We could try and use the usual stuff, but Antonio assist is just the run. If you want to have Death Ranger have his assist, it's just basically gold versus gold, and it's just evil, good versus evil. So we'll just allow every assist that isn't something stupid. You can very easily just mod on BlueStack specifically. It's very easy to mod the loading screens to look like something else. In this case, it's just a simple swap because the loading screens are no longer encrypted from Enway. If the game is able to exist properly again, they likely will. But the game needs to exist properly. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Street Fighter V was their only crossover, and they've never done anything else. And once again, that was related to the actual Street Fighter director of the games, or one of the owners of, or the main creator of Street Fighter. The founder, probably is the better way to put it, had the ability to... He wanted to to see Ryu and other characters in ranger costumes, and then he got 2 of them as actual playable characters in the game. Hello, Frost. Remember, people set your codes up, team setup. I'm going to be using Samurai and Evil Comic Rangers as mine. Yeah, I'd say we're closing requests for now, okay? So don't bother. Evil Comic for... or just Evil in general. We'll go with Blaze Assist. I'm using Death Ranger Assist with Blaze Assist and Antonio Assist with Lauren Assist for their respective leaders. Moves to 3, Zord Graveyard. Death Ranger teams join. Yeah, who knows how long it'll be in, if they ever try to do that. All gold technically works, yes, but it has to just be good versus evil. So your Death Ranger teams just have to be evil. Just refine the original. Only if the game is popular enough at that point. As I said, Death Ranger Assist, and an Evil Comic Ranger. Or any Evil Ranger. You can join the code, okay? Code is on screen whenever. The code's still not working, or what's wrong? Hero, it's basically hero versus villain. And Vincent, your team is wrong. Death Ranger on the left. Please make sure your assist of the character is on the left. Death Ranger teams join. Make sure your assist of the leader is on the left. Alright, Ishikawa, you can test on YouTube. And then Giovanni joins. Vincent, you'll be able to get your other matches, I would say. Probably. Theme swap time. We shall now play this one.
3, 2,
Here we go.
go!
Backer dash. And no block for you. Oh, she slash. You'll get launched right here. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Backer dash. Still no block. Okay. Lauren assist, dagger on assist. If you don't, Antonio, then fair enough. I dashed. Anyway, you better run. It's Antonio assist. And poke twice. Nope. Okay, good job. Well, that didn't help. He sets up his own. I have 3 stacks. You have to interrupt me. Yep. I have 3 stacks on you. You have to interrupt. Hey, we even have the loading screen pop up. We even had the theme battle loading screen pop up. It changed. We needed to happen with the loading screen. It should happen eventually. Try it again. If you get a block, you get a block. If you don't, well, we'll see what happens. No. Oh, no. Well, the projectile should be gone. Yep. Chase them down. Barker blade. And with that, Barker dash. We'll leave you staggered. There you go. You're staggered now. G-slash. And 7 stacks will not be enough. But I'll leave you standing. No. This is fine. This is fine. I said it's fine. Nope, but you don't know how to continue that.
KO. Win.
Well, there goes Antonio getting the first win. Nope. Leo got blasted. Leo gets blasted instead. Antonio won. Yep. Death Ranger teams, or rather Antonio teams, join. You'll need his assist on the left, please. If not, well then we sadly can't get one of these battles, at least for the other side. I said Antonio! Assist. You didn't listen. If no one has Antonio assist at all, I will have to change Death Ranger assist. Lewis. Okay. Yeah, don't worry then. Then we just say that. Then we'll just change it. And there, we got it. Here's the battle that's about to happen. Problem is we're on the wrong sides now. Didn't think it would go this wrong-ish. Anyway, here we go. Wrong nature. Nope. Blocked instantly. Necromancy. That was a block. That was a lag symbol that appeared. Okay. Oh, I got 10 flying, and we're in the corner. Okay then. What if I just... No! Solar Racer for you! And another one! And explode! Sonic, just necromancy. With that, go get blasted away. Okay, nope, that didn't help. They have full stacks. Yeah, can't do anything here. Can't do anything with that one. Set it up. No, Solar Racer! Ah, of course! Game is sad. Anyway, you're a failure. You're just a failure. Now, let's not do something nice. No special combos exist. Death Ranger is hitting not the character. Now, the whole idea of tracking the opponent doesn't exist to them. They don't have such a thing. They can't apply. They can't use Death Ranger to apply a bomb. Nah, the hitbox is over there, down at the bottom. Ah, nope. Okay. I tried. Well, that's not a stagger. Here you go. 1. Sun Eclipse. Still in the air. Necromancy. It's always a backdash so we can get a nice little bit of rage, but it doesn't matter with the duration. Oh. No. Away with you. You will not reset my energy here. Nope, too slow. Too slow. I'm on the ground. We got anything? Ah, that's a block. My breaker's fast enough. Double Sun Eclipse. Whatever that's called. That's the primary strike to Sun Eclipse. This is Dark Alchemy. But I forgot what that middle slot breaker is called. There, 1 win to Death Ranger. Now I just have to do it again so he actually wins the set. And there, we got the loading screen again. So here we go. We see what happens. Can I get a block to start? No, I don't. That I do. I found one. I found a block. Will it help me though? 14 stacks. We're gonna get stunned here. We got stunned. Set it up. Here you go. We did something, but we have very much a severe disadvantage right now. And that still reaches. Yeah, okay. This time it reaches. The expected amount, be careful. Basically put, You better make sure you have a correct setup at the beginning of a match. That's how badly... Technically, that's how bad the thing can go. You need a block. So now if we have the situation, Antonio's no Antonio assist allowed, and Death Ranger's no Death Ranger assist allowed. Good versus evil, that's all it is. Just to allow more people to join, we'll just do that for now. Because apparently no one will have the assist they need. Same goes for you, Korag and Meetup. Just get rid of the Death Ranger assist. It looks like we're not going to be seeing many Antonio assists. So please just go ahead and take the assist off for that reason. Anyway, Timefire, you're allowed to join now. You're allowed to use the team you wanted, and then you'll fight the Death Ranger with no Death Ranger assist. Right now, Antonio has won twice. Rents. Fine, Rancic. We have the evil Daggeron assist, fighting Daggeron assist. You can use anyone, just it's just more like you have to just not have Death Ranger assist. As long as it's an evil ranger. Or just any evil character. It's evil versus good is all it is. It's just gold versus gold. That's why we have to just allow them to have any partner. Why are you starting with a backdash as Antonio? Just hit them. If they're unlucky, they're unlucky. Okay. Well, someone's not attacking. Well, let's try that again. Barco dash. They cancelled. Daggeron. And Barco blur a little too soon. They only have 5 stacks for now. Interrupted. Fight's probably over. Solely race is delayed. Not good enough. Zed appears. And now we wait. Now it's going to be a bit of a waiting time, I think. And they continue. Barco dash. 12 stacks. They poke, but they continue. Was it worth it? I don't think so. I think maybe timer might have been lagging, though. With how late that was. But he took a risk he really shouldn't have. 1 win to Death Ranger. So, Meta, as I said, any character you want for Evil Rangers and Death Ranger, or you can swap to Antonio Leader. See what happens. If you got too much outside influence timer, then you might want to say.
Three, two, one, go.
Nope. Seriously though, people. Why do not start with a backdash? It's just being boring. At the same time, it doesn't help you. Especially with Antonio. There's a breaker. That's not enough to knock out, so they're not taking the risk yet, it seems. Rancic. And Sun Eclipse into Wrong Nature. But they recovered. You might want to just reset your energy at this point. Void! That's not a win. That's a void. You have 0 wins. We're gonna continue. Please be careful with your cards.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, that was the backdash start. Now what happens? Dagger on and Barco dash. 12 stacks for a stun. A stagger, I mean. Yeah. Necromancy. Into. Nope. Okay. Quick swap over and 7 stacks into a combo. You have 1 win so far. You're both gonna have to rejoin. Both of you have to rejoin, okay? Both rejoin. You only have 1 win each. Korag and Timer rejoin. This is fine. This lines up to the thumbnail now, but the problem is we didn't get the thumbnail. But it's back now. Sad. At least it's back, but still.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see what happens. Ransig goes for a strike, goes for Zed, and Sun Eclipse delayed. Was that really worth it? Well, that's a breaker. Get launched for nothing. Cancels. And that's a stun. Why? Oh, the sounds were getting worse. They got poked, but it didn't work. So one combo and gone. Up you go. Into dodged and Soul Eraser. With that, necromancy still in range. Blast to your corner. No super yet. Poked up. And out they go. Now Antonio got another win. Good job to Korag. Your matches were actually a lot better than most. Mine sucked to an extent. I did at least got one win as well, but I didn't win the set. On to the next, people. Antonio has taken 3 wins so far. His auto on power is higher than most. So be careful of that. So yeah. V2. Do we really count V2 as evil? And also Mastodon's Sentry is evil. Pro, your team is wrong. Both your teams are wrong. We're not giving V2 to Death Ranger. That's a weird situation. I know that's the case, but he's in a gray area. We're going to count him as good rather than evil. That's the thing, though. Where is it claimed that V2 is totally evil? Anti-hero. That's literally all of Tommy's. So that part is false. Every Tommy is an anti-hero. He always started evil, so yeah. Senaku. By comparison, we obviously know the Ranger Slayer breaks out of the control, but this version of Ranger Slayer is currently being controlled. We'll count Ranger Slayer as evil at all times. We know she gets out of the mind control and she never changes her suit. Ranger Queen, however, is good. Or Queen's, whatever the other one. Ranger Slayer Queen, or whichever thing its proper name is. I forgot what it is. In this case, that one is 100% good. She is very much already. Reminder, if you're lagging, please say necromancy. It's got short description. Yeah, what about it? He just came from an alternate universe. That's all it was. You know, technically I didn't want to have Casey appear, but since Antonio's already got quite the lead. So, but the only problem is they still have to be careful. They're not allowed to knock out with him. If Casey does anything like win the fight, you avoided the match. Anyway, 6.2, super knocks out. Actually, no. Boring. Sorry, that was not Antonio. We're gonna avoid that one. Casey is removed. You're not allowed to use him. Stupid assists were never allowed. Swap your team out. Mastodon Sentry wasn't allowed because he's not a hero. Casey's not allowed because he's stupid. You did not engage with Antonio there. Doesn't matter if he's winning already. Doesn't matter if he's going to win. You're not allowed to do that stupid type of combination. You're here to use the leader. If you can do nothing but assist spam, it's useless. Vincent, how did you lose your account? Vincent and Mita. This is fine. The thing is, though, Gold Zio is not exactly much different, but at least he starts behind. But he's not much different than Casey.
Three, two, one, go!
Nope. Engages instantly. For a double backward dash into a sheath slash. This is what I meant. Antonio can't just do this. So, be careful, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, at that point, depending on how long you took the break, that's in fault. That part is just false, and otherwise it could just be your game bugged out. And completely removed you. If you reinstalled the game and yeah. No clue what happened there then. If you're on iOS, fair, because that thing is bugged out entirely for me and my account somehow wasn't attached to my game center. Mita, too much outside influence? It's, okay, yeah. Outside influence from Mita, they're lagging too badly. Vincent, you're allowed to rejoin. We need a new Death Ranger opponent, please. New Death Ranger, please. Nah, he's just, it's not your fault, Vincent. It's literally just lag. Just not today. His internet's being stupid. You guys will have a rematch at some point when yeah, it's when it's not this problem. Hello. We ran out of people to play characters already? I don't know if I'm gonna get into challenge level, that's the question. I don't know why Korag rejoined, he played already. Do what you can, Vincent.
Three, two, one, go!
Goes for his attack. Okay, well I got poked. Sid, away. And Solar Racer. Explode! And nope, not in range. Necromancy. Yeah, you're actually quite late. Well, that's gonna hurt. That's what's gonna hurt. Crit. The last hit was a crit.
KO. Win.
Well. That hurt. Didn't last I checked did. Yeah, I'm not sure if the time zone probably changed back.
2.
You could say he did, but at the same time, it's Korak. He's played, then it just hurts. Sonic Eclipse. And now I have to be careful. Out of range, not out of range, but very early cancel, but goes for a poke. Slashes once, for another spin, and sets it up, interrupts, and a perfect combo to no window allowed. Bit of a late block, but still works. What we got? Ah, gets caught. You are probably dead here. Into the air, another She Slash, and Marks of Light.
KO. You win.
Well, there goes Antonio winning again. Man brought the light with him. The darkness is too weak. 1 second. You guys can rejoin, try and get the 2 characters lined up, please. I'm quickly gonna grab something. Well, that's a fail. That's a fail. Be aware, do not bother equipping Death Ranger Assist, because unless someone wants to speak up in chat that they're using Antonio, they have to mention that they have Antonio Assist. Nah, don't worry, El Zulu. In this case, it was a reference to Virgil, so we got a different thing instead. To the person named Son Goku, please remove your Death Ranger assist. Your Antonio opponents will likely not have his own assist, so please swap to a different villain assist. Please swap your assist to something that isn't Death Ranger. As a reminder, listen. Swap your assist. Dane. There. Mita, I'm sure your internet's better. Don't rejoin for now. Please don't rejoin for now, Mita. I know your internet's not going to just be better all of a sudden. We don't want to go through this again. We'll just have Son Goku fight Timer again. Korak got their repeat. Timer can get their repeat. Mint.
Three, two, one, go!
Well, at least that worked. Ah, but they're taking the risk. And nope. Staggered. Why would that be the case, Alzulu? What's going on now? Oh, that's dead.
KO. Win.
Flop down to the ground.
Three, two, one, go.
Yep. Well, that's a 13 stack. That's a stun. Okay, that's gonna hurt. And that didn't work either. Okay. Well, someone has no blocks. I don't know how much of a connection issue if you had any, but Beta, are you claiming your internet's gonna be good now? Because it looks like Antonio takes the win here, by quite a bit. Another one-sided fight due to someone having at least a powerful auto level on state, compared to other characters that still. Antonio's just quick pokes, but he still gets turtled to an extent. Better than earlier. Fine. Last attempt, people. And Antonio has to join because Abba just Death Ranger. It's 5. It's 5 wins for Antonio. I don't recommend you use that team. Just because you have Antonio Grid Shard. I don't recommend using Tori. Do we want to allow this? It's the same rule as per usual anyway, but try it, but if you lose because of your assist, yeah. Yeah, double blocks against a breaker heavy team. And this one has many breakers. Death Ranger, do what you're supposed to. Mita, just breaker spam.
3, 2, 1, go.
Necromancy. Well, I don't think he has a chance just because of lag. As I said, he doesn't stand a chance. Avoid because Mita can't play. Their internet is not helping them. So we're done with the theme battle. Theme battle over. We'll skip to Andros, we'll swap to Ziggy afterwards. We got the Andros one still here. Theme battle ends with Antonio destroying Death Ranger. I'm hoping this shouldn't be a copyright, right? We'll be fine. This shouldn't be a copyright. Hopefully. Want to see what one of the images looked like? I muted the music on purpose because this is what we have. Death Ranger apparently didn't stand a chance because nah, it's not copyright from the music there. It's because of this. Come on, where is this? There's the pose. Before, I'm pretty sure that thing is copyrighted, so I'm gonna have to remove that, sadly. So yeah. There you go. Music back on. Yeah, now we can just use Andros for a bit. Probably got copyrighted, but that's all it is. Caveman. It's a caveman! No? No caveman. Okay, Saber Slash. Cosmic Combo. Away with you. No! Saber Dual Attack. Putty. You spent 7. It is not enough to do anything there. So get launched. You dashed. Again! Theme battle is over. I don't know where the Antonio Requester is, but, not Antonio, the Andros Requester is, but, here, we're using Andros now. Nope. That's a stun. Here you go. You know, the worst part about it, I think we might have something. This is gonna not be great. I need this gone. And I got hit by a crit. Okay. I'm gonna be rude. He's gonna just poke. No. We're not in the corner. We're not in the corner. We can't get the thing. I think Andros can do it. And Antonio won by a lot. Death Ranger got 0 wins. He won some matches in the sets, but he lost every set. That's why.
3, 2, 1.
Cavemans and rocks. Nah, too much recovery. Saber drill attack. If I'm not mistaken, Register does teleport forward, so it has to be slightly distance based. I didn't hit him first. I didn't hit him. Fine. Why do we have to crit on it? Why does Andrews have to be hit by the crits? Okay. You don't have to be this rude to him, you just say you know. You don't have to be this rude. But yeah, there's the location, if I'm not mistaken. That should work. I can slow you down, I can ruin your combos. Doesn't mean anything.
KO. You lose.
Listen, the only time you'll get a theme the thumbnails is when the vision appears. But right now, we're not going to do Camille versus Posandro. Posandro is never actually properly good.
3, 2,
Trini.
1. Go.
No. Of course. Got a crit. Primary slot. Jump. No jump. No jump it is. So how do we go about this? How do I actually get the combo? That's the real question. Wow, you crit on the exact same hit. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like that's gonna work for a bit. Up we go, and primary. No? Regular block. Expected.
KO. You lose.
No clue where you got Wild was orange from, but apparently that's what you messed her up.
3, 2, 1.
No clue why you have to bring Antonio here. But the game also just being rude. Enough of you! They're launched! Strike spam. It's just strike spam. Yeah. Do it again. Fine. Press the assist, but it's not enough. You've been watching Wild Force on that brightness the entire time? Already playing the game on that? I don't know. Yep. Not allowed to interrupt. There we go. The question is, how do I get the setup? Do I need my breaker? If I'm not mistaken, it might be Saber Slash while they're in the corner into a backdash shooting star. Okay, let's see here. Almost. If anything, maybe it requires just a reverse launch. Me think I'm allowed to land the thing even though Antonio's a little too much recover. Andros is a little too much recovery on the shooting star when too close to point blank. No. Ah, sweet spot.
KO. You win.
Maybe this. Yeah.
Three, two, go.
No. It launched. For that, we're just gonna stay in your face. But you actually continue. Fine. Fine. Middle slot blocked off? Or yeah. That was in the middle slot. Wow, crit. We reset my energy for that. No. Again. Okay, so that's at least a decent bit of energy, so we don't have to worry. So let's see. How much of a cycle is there gonna be? Up you go. And again. And up you go. Primary slot spam. The primary slot cycle. You have your middle slot, I have my primary. It's the Antonio user. Nope. There you go. Lag. Oh, at least you cancelled. Here we go. Wow. That primary slot of this is being weird. It really is. Here you go. Yeah, you dodge the one, but you don't dodge the blast. Go ahead. You can hit me, I'm sure of that. No crit. Here you go. No. That was my combo. Would have been nice if I got the other thing, but yeah, screwed up by that. Screwed over by rotation. I wanted to launch them again. There, we got the other new loading screen. It replaces Mac. Lean but with Rocky. Nope. Up you go. Probably could have used some distance, but even then. Not in range. Okay, good enough. We need to send them to that corner. Ah, no, I'm allowed to shoot. Wow. Wow, game. Real nice with that one. Yeah, no, you can't add the dash. You can't add the dash. One hit only. And of course. Okay, fine. You have to get it twice in a row. Maybe that was 3 times in a row, actually. No fire for you. No. Set it up. Yeah, not fast enough. Just use the primary slot, then do the special. I want to recover energy, but I think it might have just knocked out anyway. If I just didn't do that horrible version. Kick them first, primary slot, middle slot. Don't try and do the other way around for more energy. That's on me. You got 3 shields of light in a row. Yeah, you can go back to your nap. He brought a bunch of putties in a car.
2, 1, go!
Nah, you get punched in face. There. To the corner you go. And again. It's not gonna combo. I told you. Don't add the backdash. It's only distance based when you don't dash. Yeah. You whiffed. You only get a kick. You only get a stun. Putty. Interrupt. Nothing for you. Nothing for you. Up you go. Probably gonna try and hit me with a car. As I said they would. I said they were. We're gonna drill them for that. Can't drill through a rock. Can't drill through a rock for that. Can't shoot rock either. Stop spawning the rock! Here! And okay. Someone's defense didn't know how to break, and then they just get a crit. That was a required crit. Andros was fine until it did a crit. Pretty sure that was their last defense as well. Just kick the shins with a rock hard shin. Of course you never left.
3, 2, 1.
Of course, we have to deal with this again. Here we go. Here we go again. Saber drill. It's gonna be Ollie or Billy? No. Just a far-reaching breaker. Not that far-reaching, but still. Okay. Let's see here. Wow. Break? No. As if it would. It just has wall bounce. It just has wall bounce and then cheaper. Then they get their cheaper card.
KO. You lose.
Down with Andros. Wrong button. Yes, Geki, obviously. Anyway. I have a plan. Knew it. Okay, we got what we wanted. We got what we wanted.
Go.
Well, what the plan was? So, we'll see it happen. I ran back into it. Okay, here you go. Do what you can. Let's see, was it this one or was it the other? Fine, it was the other. No. Perfect distance based. It's perfect distance based, that's all it is. Sad. Can't exploit it. Or they fixed it, one of the two. Yep. We're done with the requests, so I've got 10 minutes.
Once there everything comes through. I've heard
If there's anyone that tries to get in, go ahead. And get your auto-off battles, but that's about it. Please do not join if you don't stand a chance.
1, go!
Yeah, okay. We... sad. For now, just rotate your team. You're allowed to re-enter. Just, if you have a stronger team, please use it. Right now, I'm doing auto-off quickly because Weirdo needs to get lost. Hello, Gusion. And there they are. Yep, this is not going to be a dumb rotation type thing situation anymore, so here you go. Gonna do anything else? As I said, the same thing every single time. You're gonna do anything better, or are you just gonna waste your own time now? Getting beaten up horribly. You lost to a device as well that was killing itself constantly. You saw the FPS, I couldn't even swipe. I just pressed an assist when I could, and it hit you. Fern. Not Fern, Troy. Okay, is your team leveled up? Let's hope it is.
1, go!
It's leveled. It's leveled to an extent. Let's see. 6 energy. Primary slot, right? Again. Primer, strike, breaker. No, just a block. Gonna have to get it multiple times now, huh? And of course. Yeah, I'm not letting my rush down, and it still doesn't want to give it. Really? Really? Well, if you have a kill combo, you better make use of it. We all know the fire is going to deal a lot. Good job. Seriously, stupid rotation. You got the right things you needed, but wow, is that retarded middle slot going to be like that? 3 breaks in a row! You didn't give this thing more range. Just good job to you. As I said, mine is different. Middle slot being stupid. Now, let's not give the prime middle slot strike that has armor. Now, let's give the short range breaker that still costs 5 that does no damage for its cost. That also has 0 utility. The jump does nothing. It's so slow to the point that the gap between it doesn't help with the reaction. Anyway. Yes, look at that. I'm able to actually use the middle slot strike. What happens? I'm actually able to chase them down. Now I don't have it. And we're back to this stupid problem. Wow. It's not like I just used the middle slot. And the primary slot. You know, where my other strike is. No, apparently it's not possible to just do your job. It's not frame 0. Yep, okay. Here we go. I got so bored. Yeah, I'm just not putting the input. That one I had to win. I just did not do the inputs. You press the block, but here I am just not doing anything in the end because, you know, no super left over. Thinking it was not going to happen. So I was going to have to chase you, but the thing just wears off, so I can just wait.
3, 2, 1, go!
Anyway. You can run a gold team. I'm not even dodging anymore, game. When are we going to update Levi to be allowed to hit into the tornado? No other projectile in the game becomes invalid from dodging. Seriously. I'd still like to know what happened to Anway there. No other projectile in the game becomes invalid from just dodging it, so seriously. Yeah, okay. Well, I got played already for today, so that's why the thought process is just not there anymore. As a reminder, I worked on the thumbnail as well, but that doesn't really take as much. All I know is I slept through my 9 AM alarm. It was on 2 different phones. Well, at least Giovanni weakened themselves for this one. Technically, you don't have to because we all know Merrick's situation sucks, but still. Because technically, Gold Zeo is stronger. At the same time, he also technically sucks still. Just because he has damage but no threat. As I said. That's the problem here. It's like they buffed him, but all they did was just he still has trouble hitting you. Golzia still has trouble hitting you. When your character is slow, you know it's the real problem. Being slow has always been the downside to every single character in every game like that. Last match, and then I have to go. Frisia would be much preferred right about now, not blank. Last match for now. Who joins? Are you leveled up?
2, 1, go!
Well, at least they leveled up. But it's Camille. Instead of being normal, we just end up poisoned. Yeah. Middle slot fixed. Let's see here. Just gonna super. Doesn't even matter. At least you're leveled up, but seriously. As per usual, retarded Camille. They're not going to do anything special. Remind Dragon Army Trini can still be poisoned. If you're aiming directly at the user, you can poison them. But Black Dragon is immune. Same with any mechanical character. Robot Knight is not allowed to be poisoned either. If anything, they should just change it. 0 damage from poison. Enhanced damage from virus. Not that hard to just do that instead. It's a very specific character interaction to begin with. You added a Zord to regular characters, yet here you are, not even doing anything special with it. No. Yeah, of course. Like, even in Battle for the Grid, the Zord just can't even do anything special either. Nah, there's no defensive power on the Zord. It's not like they're there all the time, doing nothing when you're getting hit by a combo. Nah, can't have it be a burst mechanic. Nah, instead it's only a counter mechanic. At the same time, yes and no, El Zulu. Yes and no. Because technically that kills Vengex as well. Because as a reminder, or I think I can't remember entirely, but more like Tommy and Billy, or I think it was the two of them. Or whoever was the one that shut down Black Dragon were the ones teleported to the world of the coinless. So, yeah.
3, 2, 1,
it's a tie.
go!
If he can even be hacked in that way. Yes, it's a shell, but it's the question of how. Like, it got turned into armor, but from where did it go from there? Anyway. Oh. Well, your defense is crumbled, right? There goes your good backdashes. No! You can't use that! Crit. Well, that happened. Charge. And make a launch. I'm just gonna point this out. Black Dragon does not use his thrusters. Anyway, that's all for today. Frisia has done what it needs to. We'll let it end, and then I'm going. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for those that joined. That's the usual Sunday stream. Nothing special, same idiots ruining things every week. Different idiots rather, but that's about it. See ya.